for joining us. This is Boob Tube Buddies podcast being brought to you by the Boob Tube Buddies. I am Bethany. This is Kristin.
Hello.
And we are reviewing American Horror Story Season 6, which we now know is...
I don't think we know.
Yes, we do. We know the title.
Do we know the title? Is that the title
My
for the
Roanoke...
rest? Is that the title for the rest of the season, though? Do we know?
You really ruined that for me. I've been looking forward to doing that all day.
It's the Roanoke
My
Nightmare.
I don't even know the title of the season. I was assuming it was My Roanoke Nightmare. Is the title
and it definitely still could be. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that, I mean, at the pace they're going, it might still not be. It might be like a collection of stories, and like the first 1 through 3 episodes is
sure
their story, and then you never know.
All right, thanks for taking the wind out of my sails, but okay.
I have a reason behind that. I'm gonna get to.
Oh, okay, perfect. So this, as we said, the season premiered last night, and I don't know about you, but I have been dying to talk to you about it because you and I agreed that we would not share notes and we would not talk about our opinions or anything at all about the show. So,
Element of surprise.
It was really hard to not text you today.
It really was.
With thoughts.
So many.
And just to throw this out there, if you haven't already, those of you listening, feel free to check out our previous podcast. Kristin and I went through seasons 1 through 5 of American Horror Story. And fun drinking game idea, if you do listen, every time you hear me say so, like, or take a sip, and I can pretty much guarantee you're going to pass out before you make it to the halfway mark of that podcast.
But if you do it when we both say it, guaranteed alcohol poisoning.
Oh my God.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. We're learning as we go. Okay. Real quick before we get started, though, just a couple of housekeeping things I wanted to bring up. First, listeners, if you could follow the Boob Tube Buddies on Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, and or pop over to iTunes and give us a review. We would so appreciate it. It is the best way to support the podcast and give us feedback on how we can do better or what we can improve, etc. If you'd like to send any comments or questions, feel free to email us at boobtubebuddies@gmail.com. And that's probably actually the easiest and quickest way to get a response. And I can basically bet my life on it that you're going to get a response.
We want friends.
Speaking of feedback, Kristin.
Yes.
Something really terrible happened on our first podcast last week.
What?
I let out a disgusting, horrifying
opinion about this season's
belch.
Oh.
Actually 2 of them. And apparently it was particularly offensive to some of our listeners. So I would like to extend my apologies from the depths of my bowels to those I upset, and offer you this promise: I will never again audibly burp during a podcast ever again. I am known for breaking my commitments, but I will try my damnedest to keep my grotesqueness to a minimum moving forward.
I'll hold you to it.
Cheers to that as we clink our drinks. Let's do this.
Okay, let's do this.
Yee!
All right. So,
American Horror Story. My Roanoke Nightmare.
Possibly.
That's what it is.
Actually, funny enough, I was looking at American Horror Story on Facebook, and one of their last promotions, I was looking at the comments, and someone said that it might be a collection of stories with unique characters set in America. And my...
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited. Go ahead.
It's okay. No, you go. I want to hear. I'm excited.
No, you saying that is...
You sure you want to go?
I'm so excited. No, I didn't think about it like that, but that actually makes sense now to a thought I had during the episode once we finally talked about the episode.
Yes.
That'll actually make sense. So go ahead. I'm so sorry.
So it could possibly be American horror story.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would like that.
I would love that because as much as I love every last season to the drop,
Meh.
well, I just love the show in general, but what I do like about the idea of that is like just some like good old American crime horror, like we're going to get into it obviously with the episode, but that would be very cool. First,
I would like that concept.
As soon as the show opened,
Yes.
the first quote was, "From the very first moment, I felt danger there."
Yes.
I felt the same way.
Yeah. Ooh, I just got chills thinking about it.
Yeah. And it opens as if we're watching like a true crime show or documentary. Almost like, and this is the one thing we did text each other, is I asked her, I was like, is this a I Survived format? And the show you like is...
Well, later on it gave me the feel of, I think, I should have looked this up, but I think it's called A Haunting that I used to be obsessed with in college. Would, like, just watch it with beer and canned green beans that I ate all the time for whatever reason. But it was true, true quotation mark stories of people that had been haunted.
Yeah.
Reenacted in super cheesy, slow-mo kinds of ways. But I love it. I loved it. It still scared me. So
now on that show, like, is it just one person per show or is it several people?
It's one story per show. So like this could be, and they wrap it up from beginning to end in one episode. So like a family haunting would be in one episode. And each episode is a different
So in I Survived, each episode is 3 different stories.
Oh, okay.
Told by the survivor. So when I said it like an I Survive episode, not just that it's like a true crime retelling with the dramatic reenactment, but also the fact that there were 3 stories built in one episode. So maybe My Roanoke Nightmare is the first of a couple stories, but they're going to give it justice and do maybe the first 1 through 3 one story, because they're doing a shortened season this season, and instead of 13 episodes, they're only doing 10.
That actually, now that you say that, would lend itself well to their format that I have a problem with, that I've expressed in our previous episode.
Jumping the shark.
Right, jumping the shark and adding too much. This way...
I now know what that means.
Yeah, you're going to use it all the time. You're like, okay. Anyway, so Brad and Ryan were on a first name basis.
Yes, of course.
They can revel in their throwing everything except the sink. Wait, kitchen, everything in the kitchen sink? Everything but the kitchen sink.
Yes.
They can even throw in the kitchen sink. That might be scary. And just make it separate. Like, that would be great, actually. I'm so excited.
Because then you can explain why you included so many different aspects into one season.
Right.
You're not just like desperate to tie things together. You can separate it and like compartmentalize it into different stories.
You know what would be awful, though?
What?
Is if one of the stories is like a high school choral group that was
That'd be great.
haunted during a remake of Grease.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And you just see her singing,
well, I mean,
what does Sandy sing?
I'm actually like hating myself right now for not knowing.
I know. And then the actress
Hopelessly Devoted?
Oh, there we go. Hopelessly Devoted. She's singing Hopelessly Devoted and then sees this like shady figure in the back of the auditorium. And
well, I read a theory on Reddit the other day.
We haven't even started talking about the episode, by the way.
I promise I will wrap this up.
Good.
Where this guy said, what if Sandy and Danny, because in Summer Nights that he says, I saved her life, she nearly drowned. They're like, well, what if she actually died all along and this is just a dream? And because at the end, the car flies away, it's like her going into heaven.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's very dark.
Well.
And speaking of dark, look at us.
I'm so glad you're bringing this up. This is like probably one of the most exciting weeks.
We wanted a dark week. We wanted American Horror Story.
Right.
We wanted an extreme spray tan.
Kristen and I are going to Las Vegas this weekend to celebrate our another one of our best friends, Jen's impending nuptials. So we're going there for her bachelorette party.
And we're doing everything possible to live up to the hype.
All right, so I'm starving to fit into...
Oh,
just kidding.
Oh, same here.
But we got spray tans together the other day.
Virtually not eating.
We got spray tans. And who is it that you said we look like? Tan Mom?
Tan Mom.
Yeah, we're just a couple of tan moms
Just
sitting here.
tan moms. And as they say in, like, Never Been Kissed, water and X-Lax till prom. So, okay, so let's talk about the show.
Okay, go.
So,
These events, Jesus Christ, were inspired by true events? That's not what it said.
yes, it is.
These events were inspired by true events? Is that what it says? Okay.
I mean, no, I don't think these events were inspired by, this story is inspired by true events. It doesn't matter.
So something like that pops on the screen. There's the My Roanoke Nightmare, and then we see the graphic for this season, or at least this episode, as you and I are not.
It's like a tree.
The tree, and you see the roots of
No,
it.
it still might be My Roanoke Nightmare, but there might be like 3 different ones.
Oh my god, I just burped. I
didn't
can't even
hear
make
you.
it 10 minutes without burping.
I didn't hear you. Well, you're like Robert Durst.
Oh my god.
You like have nervous burping now.
Yes, it's
You're like
nervous
minutes
burping.
away from confessing an awful crime.
Adam used to joke about, he's going to kill me for saying this, nervous tooting.
No pun intended.
And he doesn't have nervous tooting, by the way.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
No, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. But we used to joke about how funny that would be. Like, we're saying our vows before we were getting married, and he would joke about saying your vows, and you're just like tooting the whole time. How terrible that would be.
We tooted our vows.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm so sorry. So, the tree graphic, and like you said, the first line was from the first moment I felt danger there, which is such a good line, and it gets repeated.
So good. Well, it's like they take the first 5 minutes and they flash forward to what
Yes.
we're about to see.
And they give you like little quick cuts to different dramatic scenes. You see Sarah Paulson cutting a cuke. You see a dead... I actually thought it was a dead goat, but then I found out I guess it's a dead pig.
I
but
thought it was a dolphin.
Okay, it could be a dead dolphin.
I didn't actually think it was a dolphin, but go back, rewind, and the first like cut they show you of that thing at the doorstep, it looks like a dolphin.
At
But
the
then you
end-
see the body and it's obviously a pig, and I nobody's really a dolphin.
At the end in the credits, Brad and Ryan are like, there's this thing like vetoing SeaWorld. They have this whole like public service announcement.
It was really like just a like bias against blackfish.
So we see Sarah Paulson, we see Angela Bassett, and then we get into the interview style, and we meet Shelby and Matt, which for whatever reason, I kept writing Matt as Will. I called Matt Will this entire thing. And then halfway through the episode, she's talking about Matt. And I'm like, who the fuck is Matt? And then I realized, okay. So we've got Broccoli Rob as Shelby.
Yes.
That's a funny joke that goes back to our first episode where I called, what's her first name? Oh my God. Lily Rabe Broccoli Rob.
Broccoli Rob.
And
Which I actually Googled today how to say her last
It's
name.
Rabe.
It is Rabe, but it's changed approved. It's done. We can't go back. Her name is Broccoli Rob.
And then some rando. I don't know who that actor was. I just put rando. So
A lucky motherfucker is what that is. He's like, it's like Cuba Gooding Jr., Sarah Paulson, Broccoli Rob, and then
Rando.
this guy.
And then so they start to get their history, and they're super cute. You realize right away the concept, like Kristen already said. So Sarah Paulson is the, let's say, if the actress, I don't know a better term
Playing
for
Shelby,
it,
yes.
that's playing Shuby. So I was about to say Cuba.
Which my husband had a very good point. Usually it's the actors in the dramatic reenactment that like are awful and like,
Oh yeah, that's funny.
you know what I'm saying?
So it's the amazing actors playing. Yeah. Although Broccoli Rob
Rob's
is
amazing.
awesome.
I'm just talking about Rando,
Rando.
but maybe not at the end of season. Maybe he's like the most amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so Sarah Paulson is Shelby. Cuba is Matt. Matt, not Will.
Is it Cuba?
I thought it was Cuba. Is it
Is it?
Cuba?
It might be. I don't know.
I think it's
I don't spend enough time
It's Cuba.
learning things like that.
They're in love.
That's a
They
lot.
live in LA. She does yoga. She makes a joke about LA being yoga central. And okay, and he's a sales manager of some sort, whatever. They are so in love, and they find out that they're pregnant. Mm-hmm. And I noticed this when I watched it a second time, that they talk about their connection a lot. They said the word connection, that they're connected. I didn't know if this is going to play into something else, but it's mentioned quite a bit. And they're outside of a movie theater or something, and then you get your first in your face, like...
What she called the worst night of their lives.
Yes. And he is knocked...
So far.
He is knocked out, and they explain it as some gang initiation, which... When Broccoli Rob said that, I thought, oh my God, she's about to get raped. Because that's what I think about gang initiation.
Absolutely. I'm surprised they didn't, like, beat both of them up, like...
I know. Yeah, I thought they were going to drag her off and rape her, and this was going to be like...
It shows how we need to stop listening to so many true crime podcasts.
Oh my God. We just assume everyone's going to get, like, rape crazy.
Fuck everyone.
Oh my God.
And fuck politeness.
Yes, it's awful. In the butt. Okay. And then... He's in the hospital. He has a fractured eyeball. Nope. His socket. His eyeball is intact.
Socket. Yeah.
And Shelby touching him brings him back because of their connection. And by bringing him back, I just mean consciousness. He was... What a pussy. I'm sorry. I know he got knocked out, but... I mean, didn't you think it was kind of pussy? He just got punched in the face.
I mean, you hit somebody the wrong way and you can... Doesn't matter.
I know, but he was running by him as he punched him. It's kind of pussy.
What a pussy.
It's Matt with his dumb black-rimmed glasses. Big fucking dork walking out of some dorky-ass romantic comedy movie probably and gets socked in the face.
In Seattle.
Dork.
But can I say, interestingly enough, before we move on to where they move, this starts out in L.A., which is a theme for American Horror Story.
And I thought of you, because I didn't know that first season takes place in LA till you told me that. So I thought about that too. Okay, so...
But no sooner after he wakes up, she realizes that she's lost the baby.
Oh my God, that was so sad. Yes, he comes to, and you just see like a line of blood run down her leg because she's had a miscarriage.
Exactly. And it's like right after True Love's kiss works.
Yeah, it was interesting, to say the least. So they're moving to North Carolina because, as Matt put it, they're not city folk.
And that's where his family lives and he grew up.
They want a fresh start. And it's, oh my God, wasn't that beautiful? And when they were winding through the road in their car when he's talking about North Carolina, it reminded me a little bit of The Shining. I know Shining is not in North Carolina.
Yeah, it's in Colorado. But it's like the
winding road with the beautiful trees
beautiful.
And the mountains, it gave me that sort of Shining vibe.
We don't experience it, but I've only experienced it one time. Have you ever actually looked at the sky at night in a different state, like North Carolina, when you're away from like all the city?
North Carolina and Colorado.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
Because we live in such a, urban area, we don't get to see the stars like one should. It's pretty cool. It
is. It's breathtaking.
And then it's terrifying because it's so dark outside because there's nothing to like light up the sky if there's not stars.
Give me smog. Give me freedom. Give me smog.
That is like, I'm going to like cross stitch that on something.
Okay.
So they moved to Carolina and they're in the woods having fun because, who has fun somewhere? I'm sorry. I learned a good lesson. Stay out of the forest.
Yeah. Unless you want to get...
Karen Kilgore said that. And stay out of the forest.
But and they find a beautiful house.
It built in 1792. Columbus sailed the ocean blue. It's not that, but I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Do you think 1792 is going to mean something? I didn't look it up. Does it mean something? Does it mean something back to the story that you said?
You know what? I actually wrote that so I would look that up.
And then I didn't either.
Because
but Matt thinks it's perfect. And Shelby repeats the first... What?
I'm so sorry.
Okay, Shelby No, you're fine. Repeats the first line of the show where she said, "There's danger, Will Robinson." No, whatever.
That's why you wanted to call him Will.
Maybe. I don't know.
From the very first moment, I felt danger there.
And she says that.
I did want to point out that I felt like that house when they walked in and then they kind of...
Oh my God, are you going to say the same thing I am?
It looked like a mix between Murder House and Miss Robichaux's Academy.
Okay, so it's not the same thing.
The Coven house...
Yeah.
And Murder House combined because I believe, was it Murder House or Coven? Miss Robichaux's Academy that had like the winding stairway, but then like the hallways felt like Murder House. And
yes, the hallways definitely felt like Murder House. And yes, I get what I totally see what you're saying. What I thought when I saw that spiral staircase was that has got to be the Sixth Sense house. You remember when Haley Joel Osment? No, is that his name?
That was the most, I couldn't. Do
you remember though when he's upstairs and they go to look for him?
Yeah.
Is that not the same house? I did not look it up, but that's what I thought. It looks exactly the same to me.
I mean, it might be. Very well, let's look it up for next episode.
Yeah, we'll look that up. Or if somebody knows and can tell me.
You know, somebody told me right before I saw that movie, well, yeah, he dies in it. And I was like, okay. And nobody said it was a spoiler. Nobody was like, oh, why'd you tell her that or anything like that? So I go to see the movie, and everybody's like going, oh, and I'm like, wait, what?
Oh,
he already died at the beginning. He got shot. Doesn't everybody know he's dead? And apparently it was like a surprise.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, and I didn't even know until the end. And everybody now, like 12, 15 years later, talks about how, oh, do you remember when you found out at the end? I'm like,
yes, it was impactful.
Oh, see, because I hear he got shot, I didn't think it was a spoiler because nobody pointed it out. So when he got shot at the beginning, I was like, well, he's dead because they said he's dead.
That's a bully move. I would almost rather have someone run by and punch me in the eye socket than ruin movies for me.
Yeah. Okay, so they decide they want to live there, and then they go to the auction.
Yeah, because it's on sale. And then there's scary townies bidding. They're not townies. What are they called?
I put locals in quotes.
Locals. Yokels.
They're called
local
the
yokels. What is the word?
Polks.
Polks?
Yeah. That's their last name.
Oh my God. I can't tell you how many times I rewound and turned it up. I thought it was Colts. And then I thought, oh, is that a play on the word like Colt with an O? But they're playing on the word Colt. Polks.
It's Polks. And I found this out because I was trying to hear what they said. And then I was looking at something and I found out that Lot Polk, that's the name of a person, one of the guys, the bigger guy. Guess who that is?
No, I refuse.
Chaz Bono.
Are you serious? Mm-hmm. See, I didn't look up anything because I didn't want, because I'm lazy. I'm gonna try and make some
because I didn't want to.
I was gonna try and make myself sound like some purist, some like movie.
I love how we're not even into the intro yet, which there was none.
God, yes, we gotta speed this up.
Which there was none. So
and I'm anticipating that because as we talked about, that's one of my favorite parts.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so they win it. Matt and Shelby win it for $40,000. And the gross people leaves, and they look a little bit pissed off.
She said she was turned on, but I wouldn't be because they were like in their 20s. And then he's like 40,000, and I'm like,
she was turned on by him.
Why don't you just go for like 33 or something and see what happens?
Yes. So they win the house, and she says something about danger, and then right before the commercial break, you see some person behind the trees or something, or you don't know if it's real or not, but you see a person behind the trees, and cut to commercial break. And I would like to say congratulations, Miranda W. from Oklahoma, for guessing the theme. You're staring at. She wanted to. I put 20.
The Mercedes winner?
Yeah, she put. I put she won a 2027 Mercedes. So she won a flying car.
Something from the future, obviously.
She won a flying car. No, I would love to talk to Miranda, though, for real, and find out how she got to, like, what made her think it was definitely Roanoke.
Let's hunt her down.
Well, it was something that you mentioned.
It could have been the leaked pictures. Who knows?
I don't know, but it was something that you mentioned. So.
In season 1, Violet tries to expel, I can't think of the word, I never can, but expel Zachary Quinto from the house, and Billie Dean Howard, which is played by Sarah Paulson, the ESP, tells the story of the lost colony of Roanoke, and in it, Croatonin was used to expel a bad, which I'm sure we'll get to.
And Kristin talked about this. If you haven't listened to it already, Kristin gave a really good synopsis of this in our previous episode, where she mentioned this as a possibility, and I rolled my eyes and kept drinking my beer, but look at her. Okay, so what do you think? Oh my God, we're so far behind. We're so slow because we'll get through a couple like seasons. Bitches do. So what did you think? Commercial break so far. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I love it. Like, I love
me
it so
too.
much.
Me too.
It's so different, but yes, yet in such a simple way.
Yes.
That it just, like, I was literally, I didn't want to move. I didn't want anything. I just, like, couldn't wait. I didn't even mind the commercials. I was just waiting patiently for it to come back on.
Me
I
too.
loved what they were doing so far. And I loved that I still didn't know 100% what was going on or
Yes.
how they were going to approach it. And it was still a guessing game.
Yes, I had a smile on my face, and I thought, and I thought to myself, this is my favorite part of all
This
of the
is my
American
favorite part.
horror story seasons. How they all begin, every season, that every time the first episode. I loved all the first episodes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No doubt.
They're so good. They're so
because
good
if they're
at
not,
getting you.
they'll definitely hear about it.
They you can't
people on
fault
Twitter
them
are
for
relentless.
they have not had a strong start to any of their American Horror Story seasons. If you've given up on some of the seasons, oh my God, I will. Every episode was like, yes, this is going to be the best season. That's what I think every time I've watched it. Well, not the Coven.
I just love this approach because it's
Yes.
like, I feel like it's so not different but different. Like, it's something.
Are you tearing up? Are you tearing up right now? She's tearing
because
up.
I can't. I can't. I'm
Okay, so
over
we're
here
back from
not
commercial.
even-
Oh, we've literally only made it through one commercial break. Matt and Shelby, we come back from commercial break. Kristin and I are crying because we're so excited. Matt and Shelby are excited. They're redoing the house. They're painting the walls. They look really happy and cute. Shelby still has some misgivings, but cut to sex scene at night. What did you think about this sex scene?
Your everyday Marsha Clark, O.J. Simpson sex scene.
Yeah, I don't like watching Cuba Gooding Jr. I don't know. I thought Sarah looked great from behind. Didn't her back look pretty? This is the problem. Like, this is what I do with sex scenes. I pause them and rewatch them like a weirdo.
don't know if
It was normal. It's just normal sex. It was. I put kind of hot, kind of not.
I think I was looking on my phone or something.
That's because you're a freak and you have like crazy weird sex every night.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so they're having sex, and she looks like she might be about to have an orgasm, but then they hear strange sounds. I put like kind of
squeals.
otherworldly.
Oh,
What'd
I
you
thought
put?
it just straight up sounded
You're like, those
pig.
are just normal sex sounds
Well, it
that I
sounded
make,
like a mix between pig squeals and somebody like almost screaming.
which is normal when you and your husband have sex.
Yeah, so I didn't really think anything of it. Like I said, I was looking at my phone because it's just like, been there, done that.
I like silence and complete darkness.
Lights off, silence. But
Growling. I put otherworldly, but apparently Kristen wasn't unfazed by this. And then there's a pounding on the door. I jumped. Mm-hmm. And Cuba
goes to check it out.
That's what I put. Goes to check it out. And it's like trash everywhere and ripped up cans. Didn't it look a little fake? Like the red paint.
Like you were
on
almost
the...
entering a house on Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I
like
thought.
one of the zombie zones or something.
But then there's like a weird sound, and then I'm thinking in my gut, oh no, the trash can flies towards Cuba, and I think,
Which was awesome.
is this aliens?
That's my biggest. Is
this
it's so funny
aliens?
because hubby said,
Kristen and I really don't want aliens, by the way.
Yeah, I don't want aliens. You know what? One of the other stories, if that happens, it might be because maybe they're taking like parts of each trailers.
Yeah.
And it's actually a culmination of everything.
That would be cool if that's the
Like
reason why they did
all
that.
the trailers actually did apply and none
to
of them were
something.
incorrect.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah, it would.
Did you guess that, Miranda W? With your 2027 flying Mercedes? Jerk.
I'm Samantha in the boardroom and a Miranda in the bedroom. It's not ideal, but it's who I am. Go.
So we said it, just for those who are playing the game, we said so about 6 times right there. So that's 6 drinks of your...
Okay, so
Next scene, Shelby's talking about her, yoga, and she sounds
Shabbat Shalom, and
yeah, what was that? I put shabash.
she didn't feel right with the world after her Shabbat Shalom.
So stupid. Is that a yoga thing or is it a Jewish thing?
I'm pretty sure Shabbat Shalom is a Jewish thing.
She said Shabbat.
But whatever she said is probably a yoga thing.
I'm falling asleep or some shit.
And then so a nice calming rain starts happening.
Yes. Beautiful.
Beautiful. But then it gets a little heavier and it kind of looks a little thick and white.
Yeah. So it's definitely not hail. Maybe pebbles?
I immediately was like, teeth.
Nope. Yellow,
Teeth.
nasty ass human teeth.
Yep.
They look like the Tooth Fairy's rejects.
Nothing more calming.
Once a year during spring, she goes through and cleans out. She's like, ugh.
And she puts it down like the sewer drain that she doesn't know like hails over Roanoke, North Carolina.
I'm going to take something beautiful and ruin it.
She finds out later and she's like, oops.
What's the quote from Fight Club? I want to ruin something beautiful. Whatever it is.
You don't talk about Fight Club. That's all I know.
That was good. So anyway, yeah. So
Shabbat Shalom, and then she realizes teeth is hailing down.
Matt, yes, Matt rushes home.
And he doesn't believe her. And I'm sorry, this is like every horror movie or scary movie.
And this continues.
It had a lot of cliches, but I still loved it because usually they don't use cliches, so I loved that.
I am right there with you. I wrote that down. I loved the cliches. I thought they were so fun. They were scary, and
they were
every
sporadic.
time
they were
happened,
scary. I was still like on the edge of my seat because like it felt like it's just a really good scary movie that you were watching. And so he like his response is, "Honey, the weather takes some getting used to." Like, what? And then a week later, she felt like she needed to be alone because he was hovering. Nobody needs to be alone. It is not the weather. Get the hell out of the house.
Well, so he teases her a little bit. But my thought was, if teeth are raining down, sure, you go inside. Do you not grab a handful of teeth to have proof? Do you not take that?
Oh, my God, yes.
I mean, come on, just to make sure you aren't going crazy.
Exactly.
I
wouldn't have just been... They left a lot of things which turned into cliches that I still found amazing in the end.
And that's why I accepted it, because it's going along with that strain. That strain's not the word. You know what I'm trying to say. The vein.
And then right after, she decides she wants to be alone when he needs to go out of town. And he's like, do you really want me to leave? And for some reason, she wants to be alone, even though I wouldn't want to be. And then it like literally cuts to her like chopping vegetables. And I thought, just like a cliche, she would like...
Me too.
Like I kept thinking she was gonna like cut herself by looking away or something.
Me too.
And then, just like season 1, she looks down the hall and there are 2 nurses walking right past her.
And I thought of season 1 too. She's walking down that hall, and did you see the ghost by the wall? I rewound it.
No.
Right before she sees the nurses, there's like a ghost figure, female figure on the wall. Yeah.
I will go back and watch it tonight.
Yes, and there's 2 nurses, and you're right. As she was going down the wall, it did remind me of season 1, which is my favorite. And this was the first time I thought, why do you leave your windows open in horror movies? Again, another cliche. The shutters were banging. It was good. That scared me. And then another cliche. She goes outside
to the spa.
I put the water silo. What was that?
I love that. That's such a good term. Change approved.
Oh, like so.
The water silo.
That's what it looked like. Just this rusty tin that she gets in.
I would love to just read my notes.
I know.
I put goes outside to spa. Actually, you tell the story, and then I'm going to tell you my notes.
So she. I put why go outside. I'm tearing poor Shelby apart. If she were my friend, I would be so mean to her. Mm-hmm. But she gets in the water silo, and then I'm looking at her glass of white Zin. Mm-hmm. At least I don't know if it's white Zin.
Yeah, it definitely
looked like what
definitely looked like the Sutter Home I drank when I was 18.
Yeah, it looked like box wine. That to me was scarier than all of it. That as a grown woman, she's drinking box. Okay,
too old for the Sutter Home.
And then she's all laid out, and you know something bad's coming. Mm-hmm. And boom, she's held down, pushed underwater. Old lady. Oh, lots of arms everywhere, slow motion glass break, which is very much like the TV shows you and I referenced. Yep. They show the wine that she drinks quite a bit. And there's, even when she's not with the wine is a big theme, I feel like, in this
Ooh, I would love to see if they do more with that.
And then when the glass breaks, that's when I got your text, and I was like, yes, exactly.
The I Survive format.
Yes, the I Survive format. And then we go to commercial break.
Can I tell you my notes on that? Like, all I wrote was, goes outside to spa, gets super dunked. Parentheses, by several people, question mark.
Yours just sounds like a party.
Dash, drink, drank, drunk. And this was wrote. It was written at like 9:30 a.m. I only say that because she had her glass of wine, then her glass of wine out at the silo, and then they talk about the lady being imbibed later.
So commercial break, and we come back. Clearly, she's called Will, I have Will again. I don't know why I keep calling him Will. Matt rushes back. The cops are there. The cops blow in this town.
Absolutely.
Although her story is fantastical, talking about people with torches and
pitchforks, and
there's no evidence of it. So they say, well, your wife claimed there were people with torches, and then they ask, does your wife imbibe?
Yeah.
Which, and Matt says, I bet it was those ZZ Top wannabes. I didn't get a ZZ Top vibe from them at all.
Nope. Goes both ways.
So something about needing protection. The cops are like,
get a gun.
Yeah. So the cops blow, and she's telling Matt more about it. And
still doesn't believe her.
No,
it's like a horror story.
And honestly, I wouldn't believe her. I wouldn't believe her at all.
No, like, see, here's the thing. When you're married, I don't care if I tell him, this is what I saw last night. I am not staying in this house. I think you would look at me and be like, okay, I understand.
Even if I didn't necessarily understand the story, if my partner was that scared.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like
but this is classic horror movie.
Which I still love.
So, yeah. So this is not necessarily reality.
You don't have a story if he reacts like, okay, yeah, let's go.
they're at, like, the Motel 6.
The end.
So she wants to leave, and he's not letting it happen. Cue to them sleeping. Matt goes outside
to check again.
To check, yeah, he hears something. It's like, I put like crying, banging, screaming, wind chime, lots of creepy sounds. And then dead skinned pig, bloodied right there.
Which is interesting because symbolism-wise, like, pig means like abundance, greed, lust, and all that, but it also represents evil and the devil. This guy named Robert Graves said the boar is the beast of death.
And isn't one of the trailers, the fake trailers that they threw out, the baby in the crib with the pig?
Yep.
She's had a miscarriage. The pig. You're right. Maybe all this will tie in. Okay, so this is what I thought was weird. He buries the pig and doesn't tell his wife.
Yeah, again, very cliche. Like, oh, she doesn't need to know about this.
Yeah.
Oh, I would like to be alone. Oh,
weird.
Let's chop some vegetables and go check out a noise.
I'm going to bury this pig that I don't understand how it got here. And now I'm going to leave town. But
you know what? I'll set up some cameras.
Yep, I have this awesome camera equipment all of a sudden.
And you know what? I'll take my sister, who, although she's went to school for criminal psychology, was on road to detective because she got shot in the back. She's now a total pillhead.
But she's going to protect my wife.
She's going to protect my wife.
So we meet Lee. Lee
AKA the mom from True Blood. Or Angela Bassett.
Yes.
Depending on which part you're talking about.
Exactly. Lee is, in the world, the fake world, is Angela Bassett. Lee in real life is Tara's drunk mom from True Blood.
Yes.
And she seems like the exact same character.
In real life, she's Tara's drunk mom. That's what happens in real life.
You quickly learn that Lee doesn't necessarily take a shining to Shelby's gluten-free yoga lifestyle.
She's like, called stretching.
Yeah, back in my day, we called it stretching.
She also had custody taken away from her daughter because of all the pill abuse.
Yeah, so that was a scene, wasn't it? We get the background on Lee, and so they're showing some scenes of her raiding a house, and there's a baby crying. Cue me getting really uncomfortable because I can't stand baby scenes. A gunshot. Does the baby die? Was the baby killed? Is that why she becomes a pillhead? Why?
No, I think she becomes a pillhead because she got hurt. She's probably in the hospital for a while for painkillers, and then she got addicted to pills. And the mom from True Blood, she's like seriously, like, what is it when you're she's typecast as like the bad mom.
Oh.
Because she was like a bad mom in True Blood.
She was a bad mom. Okay, so that makes more sense. So that happened to her. So that's the impetus. And then she's chasing some guy that's raped a bunch of people while she's really, really high on pills. And he kills himself, shoots himself.
Yeah.
And, okay, so this is what I didn't like. Her partner goes into her car, her police car or whatever, and finds the pills cut to her getting fired. Mm-hmm. I just don't think that would happen.
I do.
All right. Well,
we work at different precincts.
I guess you don't necessarily know. They could have sent her to rehab. And her husband does reference, we've tried this time and time again. So she could have gone to rehab. But yes, you're absolutely right. He wants a divorce, and he gets full custody of the kid, which is sad. So we have Lee's story, and then it cuts back to the house where Shelby is cooking once again. Mm-hmm. It's like pork tenderloin.
Again,
yeah, go ahead.
Where you spend the whole episode going, honey, no. She's chopping up vegetables. Here's a noise. Puts the knife down, and immediately, as soon as she did that, I'm like, don't put the knife down. What are you doing? Don't go check out a noise and then just put a knife down. She comes back. The knife is just stuck in the meat like a crazy person.
I hear a noise in my normal suburban neighborhood, and I've got my strawberry cutting knife out while I'm going through the hallway.
Exactly.
Yes.
You grab anything, and then I love that that Lee comes into the room, and she doesn't even ask her. She just was like, "Don't scare me." And then like it cuts to Broccoli Rob talking about it. How could she do that to me? And it's like, well, it never showed that she asked her, "Did you do this?"
So so Shelby assumed that Lee
put the knife there.
The carrot knife into the pork tenderloin.
Yes. But she never actually asks her. So again, like a classic horror movie, she just like assumes. It's just very, still loving every sound of it. But then the finishing of that conversation is Lee asking her not to drink around her.
Before that though, one of my favorite lines of the whole episode, Lee says, "My brother married one jumpy bitch."
I love that line. That was so good.
That was really, really good. But again, to go back to the wine reference, we see a lot of slow motion. I'm using the word slow motion, but cuts to the pinkish reddish wine where it slows down. And that's what happened to you right before Lee asks her not to drink, that she's holding on by a thread. And Shelby makes a reference to wishing she was still a cop, and Lee says something like, "Mama's still packing."
No, I may not have my badge, but Mama's still packing.
I really like that too.
Me too.
I like Lee.
So they're asleep, and your other worldly / my pig sounds wake Lee up.
My normal making love sounds.
And she hears something and says, "Shelby," and then all of a sudden a wine bottle just rolls into the room. Then she decides to leave the room, confront her.
Yeah, she accuses Shelby.
Without packing her heat for some reason.
And they're arguing about it. And then go ahead.
No, you go. Not it.
Not it. And so it cuts to Matt, and his phone starts going off from the sensors from the cameras that he set up in less than a day. They've been triggered, and you see men in really good, that was really good. The camera. What am I trying to say?
It felt like House of a Thousand Corpses meets The Purge. You had tall men that looked weird with pitchforks and or not pitchforks but torches.
Torches, yeah.
But then remember in The Purge how you see all these people walking up to the house, and it's the anticipation of the approach.
Yes, that's good.
So terrifying.
He sees people with torches. He can't get a hold of the girls because
of course
they're arguing.
It's on silent.
Oh, sorry. Okay, and they're arguing, and then again with this wine thing that I'm super fixated on. The camera focuses on one of the torch holding men, and it's a bottle of that red wine again, and then it cuts to commercial.
Interesting. So when commercial comes back, they're still arguing because she thinks that Shelby tried to roll that bottle of wine to her. And it's actually revealed that she never went to visit Matt in the hospital. Lee didn't.
Bitch!
And then they hear somebody entering the house as they continue to argue.
Lee shushes her.
But then all of a sudden they hear laughter noises in the basement, so they go down to investigate because that's what you do in normal situations. You hear weird laughter noises and you definitely go into a basement and investigate. I've never seen anywhere where you would do otherwise.
Right.
And she asks where her gun is and she's like, where it's supposed to be, locked upstairs. No, I thought Mama was packing heat. So
And it was like weird, like choking and moaning sounds and all sorts of stuff, but yet they think it's a good idea to proceed down the stairs.
Oh, I mean, there's no doubt whatsoever. And so, basement, nobody's in there.
She grabs a wrench.
Yeah.
Is that a wrench? I don't even know what that tool is called.
Oh. Not what we're here for.
Okay.
No, I mean, like, in life.
What,
I'm here to produce babies and cook meals and vacuum.
We don't need to know what tools are. We're
What
women.
are tools? My husband knows what that is. Anyway.
She grabs some sort of metal object.
Something, I don't know. I think it might be metal. Anyway, they go down and there's
They're
nobody
screaming.
there. There's a TV playing, though, with a video of some crazy forest man capturing, there's a crazy video capturing a video, is what I wrote, because that's good. Exclaiming, I knew it was real. And,
Super Blair Witch, am I right?
Oh, very much so. And that was Liz Taylor. That was my Dennis O'Hare.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh, yes. I love him.
So that was super, super Blair Witch to me. And I
wonder if him and the girl who plays Lee was like, oh, hey, I know you from True Blood.
Probably.
Probably.
But I couldn't understand any of the dialogue that was going on. I listened to it 3 times, so I'm not sure if there's something wrong with like a auditory processing disorder that I have. I couldn't understand a single word that went on in that video. All I put was guy with pig head, question mark.
That almost resembled Piggy Man from season 1, where Eric Stone Street's like afraid of the guy.
Yes, you're right.
Well, I thought that until we get to the, later where it's different animals. But I looked it up and it's actually the Piggy Man is said to have been a pig butcher from Chicago in 1893. So, I mean, I don't know if it's that. It just kind of looked like that.
How terrible would that be if that was your nickname, Piggy Man?
I live with that every day.
So that was Turtle Mouth on the ground crying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pigman in the background, turtle mouth on the ground.
And then he says something. Did you catch what he said?
He said, I knew it was real.
Oh, okay. And so then the video cuts out basically.
They go to run away.
And then Shelby says that it was only 20 or 30 minutes down there, but it felt like, like an eternity.
Forever.
And you can see that you see shadows of people. There's people in the house. There's all this ruckus. Clearly something's going on.
And while this is happening, Matt's trying to get back from where he is, trying to rush home if he can.
Because the cops are at a donut shop for their donut meeting and
saying
aren't helping.
Do not help them.
I don't.
And then she turns on the flashlight because that's what everybody does.
What?
I can't get this flashlight to work. I've been sitting here for 30 minutes. Let's call attention to myself.
But here's what I don't understand is either Shelby or Lee have their cell phone down there. I think it's Shelby because
No service in the basement.
I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's always the easy way out with horror movies. But
I don't think that was the case. I think she was just dumb.
In some part, and maybe she's so smart that she knew the cops would do nothing. But I mean, I would call the cops.
Oh yeah.
Not wait 30 minutes, not hear anything for 2 seconds, and then be like, I think it's safe. I think I would probably stay down there all night.
Yeah, and then she's like, yeah, come on, follow me. Let's go, because I'm Mama, not packing heat. And so they follow.
The lights went out, too.
Yeah.
All the lights are out.
Then they go upstairs, and then it's literally like True Detective meets Blair Witch with like, it's just
Crazy Blair Witch.
twigs and twines, and then like almost like not puppet.
It looks like a nest.
It's like
a
spider
nest.
web.
Yeah.
There's so many spiders in all those teasers.
That's true. That's true. That could tie in.
It almost resembled a spider
like
web with twig and twine dolls almost. Like,
yes. Straw. I put straw dolls.
Yeah.
It's super
They hang
creepy.
from jute rope.
What?
It's called jute rope.
Jute.
Jute.
Okay. So
anyway.
And here is, and this is so stupid, I don't know why, but this is what I've been aching to my conspiracy theory.
Okay, let's go. Let's hear it.
So you see the straw people, you have a Blair Witch vibe. Mm-hmm. A commercial comes on for a new series that's, commercial break, by the way. A commercial break happens right after the straw dolls. Try saying that 3 times fast. Straw dolls.
Straw dolls, y'all.
So the second commercial is a commercial ad for the movie that's coming out, the new Blair Witch movie, in which you see straw dolls that look strikingly similar. That's a lot of S words. Strikingly similar to the straw dolls in this episode. And I'm wondering if there is some sort of, not a tie like for the audience to know, but some sort of tie that the producers talked about, like, you know, you get this in people's mind about they're watching American Horror Story season 6 has this huge following, people are going to watch it, and then you put this ad out for Blair Witch and the themes are very similar.
They timed it right, probably.
Right,
they definitely timed it right.
What's the not etymology, that's not a word, the icon.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes, the word that...
And it does start with an I.
I can't think of it because I'm a dumb woman. But...
It's not ideology. It's not...
People are probably, like, dying listening to this right now.
We'll do it... We'll correct ourselves in housekeeping.
Housekeeping, we're going to correct how idiotic we are.
Exactly.
But anyway, I just wondered if that is some sort of publicity thing. Or not publicity, but advertisement type. It just seems very curious and very coincidental that the two would be so close. It
definitely lined up. No doubt about that.
So that was my big.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
No, I totally agree with you. Totally. So, commercial break. You go.
Oh, okay. I put these cops suck. Oh, okay. Oh, right.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna call an audible.
Oh, perfect. Football reference. Hey there, this is your Boob Tube Buddy Bethany. And I don't know about you, but I can't ever go to bed without a book. However, on nights when I've imbibed a bit too heavily, which is probably more nights than I'd like to admit, Audible.com is a necessity. Gone are the days of rereading the same 2 pages over and over again because I forgot the plot and all the characters. Nope. Audible.com, I can lay back, close my eyes, to help with the spins, and simply enjoy my book without the hassle of actually reading it. I mean, come on, reading is still a million years ago, am I right? Right now, I am about to start I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell by Tucker Max, a hilarious and irreverent tale of a horrible man and his drunken debauchery. Right up my alley. If you haven't already, go ahead and try audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/boobtubebuddies. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Audible.com, enabling people like me since 2008.
And we're back.
and we're back. I am an idiot. Kristin was trying to signal me to... she made this really funny joke that I don't understand because I don't watch sports, about making an audible, which is a football reference, which she had. Anyway. we were taking a break for an Audible ad, and I jumbled it. So before anyone can say anything mean, I already know. So
Okay.
so fuck you.
Oh. Ooh.
Too much?
Feisty.
Too much?
I love it. Every second of it.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. All right. So, oh my God.
I've noticed my habit is not like or so. It's literally just playing shadow with you. I heard it in the last episode, and literally when you're like, I'm like, like I like to play shadow with you. Apparently.
Okay, so that's my thing. Okay, so
and then
all right. Okay, so someone's like, please stop saying okay, so because they're drinking.
I would love to meet that one person that we don't know that's like drinking to this.
I would say be my friend.
Yes.
Let's be best friends.
Well, that's why I said that.
Okay, so these cops suck. Matt's back home. He
chalks it up to neighborhood terrorism.
I'm thinking, why isn't anyone leaving? Matt watches the video. He thinks it's fake. And Shelby does exactly what I would do. When I saw this, I was like, you go,
I almost
girl.
got choked up where she's like, please let us leave. Like,
yes.
Please leave. At that point, if my spouse is like begging like that, it wouldn't even take that because any kind of scary situation would be like, okay, let's get
I
the
would
fuck out.
slap them across the face
He
and
could
say,
blink
pull
tomorrow
it
and I'd be like,
together.
all right, let's go. I've got like emergency shit. Let's do this.
I know, I would too.
But even then, even after everything that happened, he still doesn't want to leave. He's like, no, it's just the good old boys just being bad.
Lee exacerbates it because she's like, don't you let anyone bully you out of your house.
Exactly.
Was that racist? Was that
impression
racist?
You asking if it was racist was more racist than anything.
God damn it.
That's all right.
Shit. I wasn't trying to be racist. I just thought doing that southern... God, I'm just like burying myself in all. I am not...
Foot and mouth syndrome.
Fucking shit. At
She's
least
gonna hold on for a second.
At least I'm not talking about like Down syndrome people not understanding.
Thank God Nan's not in here.
I literally didn't understand who you were talking about until I was like, oh, Down syndrome girl. I am the worst human being alive.
I mean, you were just talking
Christ.
real facts there. Was I actually more of a bad person for not even addressing that?
No, you weren't. You were a normal human being. Mathis, edit this out.
Please do not edit anything out. So let's move on. Okay, so Shelby wants to leave the house and Matt, for some reason, doesn't want to let her, or even Lee. And then Shelby says it, like the Broccoli Rob says it. It is fight or flight.
I'm literally pointing at Kristin with my pen like I'm going to shoot her in the eye. Because this is the second time she said it, and I highlighted this as well. Fight or flight.
It's like when you're being tickled.
Well, there's actually
a little more harsh and macabre than that, but
there's actually a third response. I have a master's degree in clinical psychology. That's actually a fact. Fight.
So soon she will get shot and be addicted to pills. Oh no, it's criminal psychology. Never mind.
It's fight, flight, or freeze.
And that's how I think I would respond.
What, flight?
Is literally dying of shock if something scary were to happen to me.
I'm a freezer.
I honestly think all it would take is the pig squealing outside, and all of a sudden, my husband would look next to me, and I'd be like, I'm dead.
I'm a freezer. I think I'm a freezer.
And I think I'm a freezer, but I want to, like, surprise myself. Do you know what I mean?
And
like,
run the fuck away.
And just literally just run away. And be a total badass by running.
Well, Shelby embraces her flight instinct, and she runs away, and I don't blame her. And as she is driving away, something's coming. I mean, you just know.
Well, I mean, something's coming, but she could have swerved if she didn't look down at her phone.
No, this was the best part of the entire episode.
Of the cliches that culminated the entire time, but you still loved every second of it. God.
So boom, the lady hits the windshield.
She's like a deer.
I gasped and like it took everything not to scream because I'm in my room, my kids are sleeping, and I went.
Did you not watch half of this episode with your hands over your face and your fingers splayed?
Yeah.
Like, just like looking like. And,
yes.
And that's the greatest part about it. I didn't spend the first 10 minutes of Adam Levine and Jenna doing
Tatum.
You know, that first 10 minutes was like, oh God, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Yes.
I felt this throughout the entire episode.
I know. Well,
and that is what I liked. It wasn't the first episode of Hotel where it's the girls.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's going to happen.
Yes, that was scary.
That was scary. But if you notice, what captures you immediately is like the first 10, 15 minutes. What captured me was the whole episode in this.
I agree.
Not once did I go, what is this about? What is this about?
To harken back to my previous point, the first episodes of every season always scare me. And I am not... I know there are horror movie buffs that watch them and don't get scared, but they still love them. I don't understand that. I watch scary stuff, and every time it scares me. Every time. I can't help it. But that's what I enjoy. So I don't necessarily understand. I would like somebody to explain it to me. But yes, this was a great scare. I got so scared, paused it, and laughed my ass off.
We're 31.
No, I'm not. I'm 28.
We should know this by now.
I'm actually 28.
She is. I'm lying. I'm 28. I am her elder. So if you want to listen to anybody on this podcast,
I'm gonna be 28 forever. I'm gonna be an orange 28-year-old forever.
Forever 28. The shop that I shop at is Forever 31.
Can they not make a Forever 20 or a Forever 31, please? Walking to Forever 21 now, I get like
I would love a Forever 31 because I actually believe
American Indian tier. No shit, racist. Native. No, American Indian. You can't say it's Native American. Okay, I get a Native American
you know
tear.
What? I'm sure you're going to get offended by everything we said, or like everything we said. You're going to fall on either side.
Wipes my orange tan away.
We're talking over each other like an Italian family.
No,
so
let's
move on.
No, actually, I liked it, so I kept talking.
Okay, so she looks down at the phone. She ends up hitting
what?
This like pioneer woman almost, who's obviously the great and amazing Kathy Bates.
I didn't know that was Kathy Bates. Why? She looks super thin.
You watched it twice? How did you not know that was Kathy Bates?
I did not know.
Actually, you know what?
Bates.
Kathy Bates, if there is some god-awful chance you ever listen to us, not god-awful, amazing chance you ever listen to us is what I'm trying to say. She thought you look amazingly skinny.
She's my favorite.
I
did not realize that was Kathy Bates. This is like the third time you've given me a reveal after watching the episode and being like, I'm going to impress her with my knowledge.
Are you kidding me? You've done the same thing. I never even noticed that like the film slowed down during the wine thing. That just like...
Let's S each other's D's.
Okay, let's do it. Oh. Anyway, so she sees Matt's calling. She hits Kathy Bates, and then she gets out of the car. And again, bitch pulls out her flashlight. Like it helps anything. Yes, please draw attention to yourself. You know what? The flashlight's not enough. Let's scream, hey, are you okay?
If Kathy Bates is
good, if somebody gets that, if I hit somebody and they start getting up, I'm just going to slowly walk up to them. Actually, before I'm going to go to my car and find anything that I could possibly, just in case, I'm going to slowly walk up and look, but I'm probably going to stand about 20 paces behind just to see what happens when they turn around.
I don't know if I'm a shitty person, but if I hit somebody and they get up and walk away and clearly aren't interested and there's not a lot of damage to my car, I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge.
If you call out to somebody and they're not responding, which is even worse, I'm going to drive away if they get up and they're not responding to me, my sound of my voice and wanting to talk to me.
Yeah, I don't want a DUI.
I'm not well, it's not even because that's clearly why she drove away. It was the red wine. Oh, the pinkish red wine.
So this is what I was thinking. I'm so sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
I'm so excited about this episode. This is what I was thinking as soon as she hit the lady and after I jumped out of my skin, is that it was one of those sorts of things where she cannot leave the town, can't leave the house. You know how that sort of thing happens where it just won't let you.
Like Murder House, but in an actual area.
Yes,
like
exactly.
In a circumference.
Or like Ever After.
Like Drew Barrymore?
That awful... Wait, is that not what that show's called? Where all the fairy tale people... Anyway, where the even though you leave the house, the horror doesn't leave you, the haunting doesn't leave you, and...
If there is something where you stay and the horror, quote, doesn't leave you, and it's called Ever After...
No.
I want to know what
Ever-
station, Hulu or Netflix, and I will watch it.
No, Ever After... I think I have the name wrong, but it was like a bunch of fairy tales...
Happily
together.
Never After.
Everybody that's listening to this is like rolling their eyes because they're like, oh my god, somebody... Whatever, we don't need to talk about it. But they can't leave the town. They're all these like fairy tale characters. Anyway.
Once Upon a Time.
Yes, Once Upon a Time.
There you go. There you go. There's
Not
a
Ever
TV
After.
show. Not Ever After.
Oh,
With
I'm the
Drew
worst.
Barrymore and Doug Ray Scott and the
She
amazing
cannot
Angelica
leave.
Houston.
Okay, so I'm so sorry, but that's the first thought I had was that the house wouldn't let her, the town wouldn't let her. They wouldn't give her a Letterman jacket for varsity sports. Okay, so she follows the old lady into the woods.
About 50 feet.
At this point, I'm so scared. Like, what you were talking about, hands splayed, that's what I was doing, blurring my eyes because I have terrible vision. Took my glasses off, and she can't find her. And then she gets turned around, road is gone. And
She starts yoga breathing to herself.
and she can't, like, the camera is spinning around, and you know she's just lost, disorientated. You know something fantastical is going on, that she can't find the road. And then she finds that
Almost
scary,
surrounded like a spider web.
well, right. And then she really walks into the mother of all spider webs, a nest of those straw dolls that were in her house previously. So now she's freaking out. She falls. She falls on the ground.
Yoga breath.
Yoga breath. And the ground is moving and breathing. And I don't know.
And it's almost that point where you're like, there's the supernatural.
Yes, exactly. And I
There
was
it
thinking,
is.
are these graves? Are these people that are dead? Like, what's going on here? It was super creepy. But the ground was breathing. And then she looks down, and I thought I saw a face in the ground that she was looking at. I thought I saw that. I watched it twice. It could be, it could not be. But the leaves, it looked like she was looking at a face in the ground, whether she realized it or not. That's what I thought.
I'm choking on my water right now.
She's not choking on water. She's choking on beer.
Trying to keep this PG for the...
Choking on beer.
For the
I think I've
lads.
said the F word like 8 times, so it's definitely not PG.
That's true.
But she pulls herself up, which I don't know if I could. I would be like, just somebody kill me. I give up. Mm-hmm. And we see people, like a circle of people with torches approaching her. And I put a good-looking guy.
Guy from American Beauty, Wes Bentley.
God damn it! Why can't I recognize anyone's faces? I'm
Because
normally
they're
really
all
good at
like...
that.
They're all dressed as...
I'm normally
locals.
really good at that. Anyway, so Wes Bentley, and then it cuts to a guy without a scalp screaming. He falls on the ground.
Which one of my my close ones, my friend Jacques said that was Matt Bomer.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. God, man, I just faces blur together.
I mean,
guess.
I started watching it over and over again just to see it. I didn't.
Well,
see
I don't know
it,
about
but, like,
you,
that
but
would be awesome.
I don't know about you, but I don't
And
see.
she's pretty
I don't see
well-informed,
color.
Well,
I think that's
apparently,
a racist statement.
Apparently, one of our Boob Tube Buddies lives a life of Pleasantville before Reese Witherspoon and Tobey Maguire.
Do you know that in a class I took, saying I don't see color is a racist thing to say? So I just... Anyway.
Oh, that's what you meant by that? I thought you meant you were like colorblind.
Oh, no! That's because you're not racist. Hashtag racist jokes.
Oh, good. Definitely
And
use
everybody,
that when...
everybody's in old-timey garb, and I clapped. Show ends. And
4 minutes early, by the way. I'm sorry, but we look forward to this all year.
Give us our 4 minutes.
No, you're cutting down the season from 13 to 10.
Yeah, I agree. Give us our 4 minutes.
And yeah, give us our 4 minutes. Or, I'm sorry to be greedy, but an extended first episode. I'm sorry, if you're going to take one of the most beloved shows, you should take the first, the middle, and the last episode and make it at least 20 minutes longer to make up for the commercials.
Well, you know what
and actually make it an hour long.
What would have made it, what would have satisfied me is at the end if they gave us the show intro, which is what I was expecting, because in the beginning we didn't get it.
It was backwards.
Yeah, so that's actually what I was expecting. Is at the end they give you the intro, but you don't. You see the
you're left with more questions than answers.
you get the Nightmare at Roanoke graphic,
yep.
and then you get credits, and that's the show. And so, what did you think, Kristin?
Okay, I thought it was amazing. So I have a couple extra thoughts. Like, I love this episode. This episode was, like I said, it was very, I don't want to say it was like a new approach. It was almost like an old school approach, very simplistic American horror. Like, I feel like it definitely fit into the box of cliches, but it was the most well done. Well, I'm sorry. I really liked it a lot, and I really can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. And everybody left, like, confused as fuck. And that's what I liked, is there was confusion, yet there wasn't, but it was.
I agree with you. I'm on the same page, and it's hard for me to tell. I don't know if I'm so excited because I know that we're going to be doing this each week, mm-hmm. or if I'm just excited
like
about
being able to get all your thoughts and feelings out on American Horror Story, because
yes,
it's such a good show.
And spending much more time looking into it.
Yeah.
And I think that I didn't give American Horror Story enough credit in that each season, whatever I thought about it, was well thought out, mm-hmm. and whether or not I agreed with different decisions, everything had, some cool background or tie mm-hmm. to it. And you actually gave me a lot of insight into that I didn't know, that I just thought, they're taking, but I am very excited about this season. It reminds me of season 1, mm-hmm. which I told you was already
Ryan
my
Murphy
favorite.
said that if you want hints to season 6, this is what he's been saying for the last 6 months. If you want hints to season 6, you go back to season 1.
And maybe more people feel like I do, that season 1 was your sweet spot. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and believe that people agree with me, because that's what that's how I normally operate.
Oh yeah.
But I thought season 1 was pure and it was good.
No, I meant I agree with you.
All right.
Nope, that's how she is. Sorry, guys.
There were a lot of smart pieces to this season, and again, maybe I just think that because I'm paying more attention, but I am so excited. I loved this first episode. I watched it twice. I caught things the second time around that I didn't catch the first time, and I'm sure if I watched it a third time, I would catch more things. And I hope it continues in the same vein. And what you had said about maybe each episode being a different story, honestly, I would be down with that too. I'm feeling
I don't want each episode to be a different story, which I'm glad, because that's what I thought it might be at first.
I thought that's what you were saying.
No, sort of. I don't want each episode to be a different story. That's what I thought at first, and I was open to it because I thought that would be a neat concept. But to build on that concept and make it even better, taking the first, like I said, you have 10 episodes. So even if you take 2 episodes apiece and make maybe a different story. And honestly, if this whole season's about my Roanoke nightmare, I love it so much so far that I'm very invested and I'm totally on board with it.
Yeah,
I like it. But if it's not, I think maybe every 2 episodes they'll actually give good attention to that story. Because if you just did it in 1 episode, it could feel rushed.
Well, like always, I think we have with every season, I think that there is an awesome, strong foundation. I was scared. Mm-hmm. I really liked it. And I'm super excited.
So what did you think about, who were you hoping to see in the first episode maybe that you didn't? Jessica Lange.
No. I was okay with Jessica Lange not being in it.
There is a tiny rumor that she might cameo.
All right. Well, okay. I didn't have any expectations for cast or whatever. I really came into it, I feel like, at least with a blank slate. After after I listened to our first podcast, I felt like I was super negative about the first few seasons. And
no, it's not that. It's and this is what I like the approach with it. It's you talked about it from the beginning is jumping the shark. And so if they were to maybe approach it in
which is a Happy Days reference. I
love it. Hey, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it every episode.
We just talk about jumping the shark every time.
Every time. But that's what having the different stories, you can get away with incorporating a lot more things because you're breaking it up into different stories.
Yeah, I agree.
And like I said, I almost kind of like talked it out with you. It would be really cool if all those teasers actually culminated the entire season if they did that. Because remember when we did our podcast, there was a 19?
No, I don't remember. Yes, I remember.
Do you remember that time?
Yes, I remember.
Of course we remember. We listened to ourselves over and over again.
I love
classic Geminis.
No, but I would not have been on board with
51.
Oh my God,
51. It
51.
ended with 51
Holy crap.
trailers.
I would not have been on board with your theory, idea, etc. Until we talked it out while we were talking about this episode. And I am, honestly, I'm on board for everything, even if...
I love it either way.
Yeah. So, this is awesome.
I finished season 5. So.
I did not.
Wait, real quick, can I talk about a couple of things?
Sure.
Okay. So,
I'm just going to drink my beer and not burp.
Okay, so a couple of things I noticed, some of my extra thoughts, is... there was the preview for next week, which showed us that it's not going to be a different story every week because it continued with Kathy Bates and Sarah Paulson and all them, and that story of Shelby and Matt.
I didn't watch the preview because I like to
be surprised.
No, I'm just lazy.
So in this preview, it starts with like a group of people with animal heads, and that's why I said it's not just the pig, it's actually a couple animal heads. And Kathy Bates around a fire with a human on a pig spit.
With a terrible accent.
And then all of a sudden, I have a note with that. And then all of a sudden Shelby's screaming Matt, but because of how it's like a reenactment, you almost feel like all these people survive, so you don't know if that's Matt.
Gross.
Or he gets saved. And then there's like human sacrifice, practicing devil worship. Now Matt wants to leave. Lee kidnaps her daughter, and there's another video of Dennis O'Hare saying, "Something is here in the woods. It's in the house, and it tends to kill me."
We know, Turtle Mouth.
And then Kathy Bates comes in with another one of her excellent, outlandish fucking accents, and says, "This house is mine," and that is not even the accent she used. I just can't remember it. And then all of a sudden it splashes to Lee looking up at a big electrical pole, and it's like Shelby and Matt behind her. And it says, she screams Flora, which is the name of her daughter, so we don't know what happens there.
Flora?
And then at the end, Shelby says, Flora. At the end, Shelby says, if it's a fight they wanted, it's a fight they'll get. And that's where it ends. So a popular theory, remember when I talked about it might being a cult?
Yeah.
Okay, so a popular theory is that the colonist disappearance were a result of a demonic cult, which could still be active in the present time.
Yeah.
So that could link the past to the future and then the cult as well.
I'm seriously just going to defer to you because I feel like you have been ahead of the game. So whatever you say is going to happen, I'm just going to go ahead and
it sounds stupid, but I love puzzles. So whether it's like an actual... I love puzzles. So whether it's an actual puzzle... So I obviously feed on conspiracy theories. I don't believe them all, but I love hearing about every... I don't necessarily believe 90% of them, but I love hearing about it and thinking about it and like almost making like a puzzle out of it. So people were wondering last night, the biggest... I was on Twitter like right on time, like when everything showed. So I kept looking up like top tweets and stuff like that, and people kept asking, where the fuck is Evan Peters?
He's coming, right?
Yeah, Evan Peters is obviously going to show up. The same tweets got sent out last year in Hotel because he didn't show up right away.
Hit me so bad and I'm scarred and
people were asking about Lady Gaga, and Lady Gaga actually said in an interview that her character...
I'll be in the next epi.
She said that her character was rooted in Earth, She said, the character I'm playing this year on Horror Story, she's quite grounded.
Oh.
Okay, so think about this.
Yeah, the earth breathing.
The tree.
Yes.
And the breathing.
Yeah.
And she said that her character is rooted and that she's quite grounded. So I think that's where she's going to come out. And there was actually like, okay, so I don't know if this is real, but there was a picture at
Taylor
the end.
Swift wrote a song about it.
So, grounded?
Oh, just because she writes a song about everything.
She does. I hope she writes a song about this.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I'm only doing that because Kristin loves Taylor Swift and I don't. Go ahead.
It just shows how much range I have.
It does. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go fuck yourself. I'll just be over here fucking myself.
Team Katy Perry forever.
Ugh. I love Katy Perry too.
We gotta wrap this shit up.
All right. Anyway, talk about Lady Gaga. The last thing I wanted to talk about was that the wind chime teaser was the winner. It was the teeth, and that one of the symbols I did see throughout the.
Go ahead.
The last thing I wanted to say was the thing I saw throughout the seasons was duality. All the windows came in pairs. They showed two nurses.
That's true.
There was like
they're two boob windows.
Yeah, like all the windows are double. Like they would show things in pairs.
Yeah, you're right.
So there was a lot of duality there. And back in January, the FX CEO John Landgraf confirmed that season 6 would be set in 2 time periods. So there might have something to do with 2.
That's very interesting. Very cool. Well, this has been awesome. I cannot wait for next week. And it's really hard. Excited. It means something that I stay up that late because I normally am passed out by
so tired.
8:30. And I had to literally have 2 cups of coffee to stay up for that in bed with clothespins keeping Mary's open. But
I'm looking forward to this, but I got to tell you, from the very first moment, I feel danger here.
Perfect. I love it. Perfect. All right. Well, see you next
later,
time,
little buddy.